Hello everyone and a very good morning to all of you and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. So as we all know, from Monday to Thursday 11 a.m. in the morning, we come up with the Hindu analysis. Today is 6th March, that is Wednesday. And we are here with the Hindu analysis of 6th March. Am I audible? मेरी आवाज आ रही है? Am I audible, guys? Okay. So here is an article on the first page. High Court acquits DU ex-professor, 5 others in Maoist link case. This will be discussing it. The next is Supreme Court dismisses money laundering case against Mr. D.K. Shiv Kumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka. And they will be discussing about the Calcutta High Court judge resigns and he will join politics. So we will be discussing these articles. Okay. So first of all, this is the most important article on the first page. High Court, यहाँ पर actually it's talking about Bombay High Court. So Bombay High Court acquits. Acquits का मतलब क्या होता है? What do you mean by acquits? ACQUITS. Acquits मतलब होता है free the person of all charges. Free the person of all charges. इसको हिंदी में कहते हैं बाइज्जत बरी करना. Means all the charges were proven false in the court according to the Bombay High Court, and that is why he has been freed. Okay, and 5 others means he's a former Delhi University professor, G.N. Sai Baba. So he was arrested plus 5 others. All, I mean, total 6 people were given acquittal, means they were freed from all the charges. Now, what is exactly the case? He was arrested on 9th May 2014. Professor G.N. Sai Baba was arrested, and there was allegation of Maoist link. Maoist, samajhte you understand? So Naxalites and Maoist are same thing. Okay, and he is actually Delhi University former professor. Okay, he along with 5 others were arrested. So the case was initiated against them under UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. Under UAPA, I hope you are aware, it's very difficult to get bail and all. So they were actually convicted by the lower court. Convicted means in 2017 they were convicted. Convicted means proven guilty in the court of law. Convicted means proven guilty in the court of law. So lower judiciary में मतलब he was actually in the session court, मतलब district court. At the district level, he was found guilty and was sentenced to life imprisonment. Okay, but when the appeal was filed, I hope you are aware. Sorry. So the matter goes like this. Once it is in the district court, then the appeal goes in high court, then the appeal goes in Supreme Court. Like this. This is how the thing works, right? So the district court or the lower court found him guilty and convicted him. But when the appeal was filed in Bombay High Court in 2017, in October 2022, the final judgment came and actually the Bombay High Court acquitted. Bombay High Court said that all the charges are wrong, false, and there is no actually clear-cut evidence for that. Means, and that is why he was acquitted. That there is no evidence proven and all. Then the matter again went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court stayed the acquittal. Means the Supreme Court stayed the order of a Bombay High Court and said to the High Court to hear the matter again. ठीक है, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने फिर वापस बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट ने भेजा और कहा कि फिर से आप अपील हियर कीजिए पूरी बात को. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट डायरेक्टेड द हाई कोर्ट टू हियर द अपील फाइल्ड बाय द साई बाबा afresh. And finally, again on 5th March, he was acquitted by the Bombay High Court. Again, Bombay High Court ने acquit कर दिया. Means the Bombay High Court said, the Nagpur bench of the Bombay High Court acquitted former Delhi University professor G.N. Sai Baba and 5 others in a case related with UAPA for alleged Maoist link, saying that the prosecution could not prove the case against them beyond the reasonable doubt. Means the case, they could not prove it 100% with all the evidence was not enough to prove him guilty. Okay. Within hours, the Maharashtra government approached the Supreme Court seeking an urgent hearing after it failed to convince the High Court to stay the implementation. So, जैसे High Court order आया, the Maharashtra government went to the Supreme Court and all. Okay. So that is what you should be knowing it. So these are the 2 judges who have passed the judgment. Okay. So he has said that they have said that the session court order is null and void. So the session court ordered for conviction. Whereas when the matter went to the High Court acquitted them. Means they have reversed the judgment. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing it. Okay, So the Bombay High Court too had acquitted him. Other accused, हाँ मैंने बताया कि एक बार already in the past also in October the Bombay High Court had already acquitted them, but the Supreme Court had ordered to hear the matter fresh again, and again they have actually passed an order acquitting, means freeing them of all the charges. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing about it. Now let's move on to the next article talking about Supreme Court dismisses money laundering case against Mr. D.K. Shiv Kumar. He is currently the Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Karnataka, and he is a senior leader from Indian National Congress leader. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing it. The Supreme Court dismissed the proceeding instituted by Enforcement Directorate against Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister and Congress President D.K. Shiv Kumar under Prevention of Money Laundering case on the basis of Income Tax Department complaint led in 2018. I hope you are aware. So Enforcement Directorate के पास power है under PMLA. We have discussed it. Prevention of Money Laundering Act, then Foreign Exchange Management Act, then Fugitive Economic Offenders Act. So under these law, Enforcement Directorate has power to initiate a case against the person. So the Supreme Court removed all the charges, dismissed all the charges against the Chief Minister and all. So the complaint was filed by Income Tax Department 2018. Then searches happened in the premises of Mr. D.K. Shiv Kumar. Okay, and Income Tax Department had put an allegation that he ran a business, has the criminal conspiracy and all. So these were some of the allegations which was actually to evade taxes. Evade matlab hota hai, tax evasion means to avoid tax in an illegitimate way, है ना? Avoid paying tax in illegal way. This is called as tax evasion. So there was an allegation against him of not paying the tax. Okay. However, the Supreme Court actually quashed the case. Okay, so that was in the news. Now, एक और article था first page पे, because yesterday also we had discussed it. Justice Abhijit Gangopadhyay of Calcutta High Court quits, may contest Lok Sabha polls. So he has decided to resign on 5th March. Acha, there's a homework. Please tell me that when a High Court judge resigns, he is supposed to send the resignation to which person? जब हाई कोर्ट जज रिजाइन करेंगे तो किसको एड्रेस करेंगे रेजिग्नेशन लेटर? ओके, प्लीज टेल मी. He will be addressing the resignation letter to whom? The Chief Justice of Calcutta. So I'll give you option. And a High Court judge resign. So the person will address the resignation to whom? किसको एड्रेस करके लिखेंगे? The first, President of India. Second, Chief Justice of India. Third, Chief Justice of the High Court. Fourth, Prime Minister. What is the right answer? बताइए तो. तो किसको लिखेंगे? President of India को लेटर लिखेंगे, Chief Justice of India को लिखेंगे, Chief Justice of that High Court जिसमें वो है, या Prime Minister? किसको लेटर लिखेंगे? देखो, a High Court judge is appointed by whom? President of India. So President of India appoints a High Court judge and a Supreme Court judge. ठीक है. So if a Supreme Court judge, High Court judge resigns, ideally is supposed to address to the President. Yes, Shweta, Ramesh, Rishi Kumar Jha, Asta Avasthi, you are right, Harshvardhan. Yes, he can inform, he will address it to the President, but yes, he inform the resignation or sends the resignation to CJI and Chief Justice of High Court also. उनको भी लिख के लेटर भेज देते हैं कि मैंने resign कर दिया. But the original addressing, he will mainly address the letter to the President of India because President of India appoints him. ठीक है? So he is supposed to send the resignation to the same. Okay. However, yes, he sends the letter to other like Chief Justice of High Court and CGI also that yes, I have resigned it, but main जो है President को भेजते हैं. ठीक है, ये छोटी छोटी चीजें लेकिन कई बार पूछी जाती है एग्जाम में. ठीक है, ओके. इसमें बहुत सारे डिबेट भी होता है. We are not going in that debate, but just have an idea that if a judge resigns, should he be allowed to join the politics the next day? Because a judge is supposed to be neutral. So if he joins politics, then maybe his neutrality will get affected. So ये सब ना debate होता है. We are not going in that debate much, but just have an idea. Sir, the next is if you are watching our article, if you are watching our classes, go in the description box. There is a one-on-one counseling session. Click on this link. You will get this Google form. Everyone should fill this Google form. You will get to know more about our courses. And the next is एक और नीचे में article, the man from Kerala killed in Hezbollah attack in Israel. देखो अब if you see it, here is India, this is Israel, This is, I hope you are aware, this is Israel, and here is Lebanon. So in Lebanon, there is an organization called as Hezbollah. And I hope war is happening between Israel and Hezbollah, then Gaza, maybe there's wars happening and all. So what happened was, there's a person called as Pathnibin Maxwell. And he had gone for doing job and all. So the missile hit a plantation in Margaliot, a Mashov agriculture community in Galilee region. So Galilee कहीं पे इस region में कहीं पे Galilee होगा. So actually when the missile came from here, from Lebanon region, actually he died. He was a 31-year-old man and he had arrived hardly 2 months back. October 7th October से war हो रहा है. Okay, and after that war he went actually for a job purpose. Now there's a question for you. What is the name of operation under which India evacuated Indians people from Israel? The 7th October के बाद actually India had already evacuated Indians. Under which operation? कौन से operation के अंदर बताइए? Operation Ajay, Vijay, Ganga, Devi Shakti. What is the right answer? Anyone? Yes, Alia Kausar, you are right. Operation Ajay is the right answer to this question. So we had already in October, देखो ये सब new October की news है. We had brought Operation Ajay and brought all the Indians back. However, these are hardly 1 or 2 months back. Undeterred by Gaza war, thousands of Indians turns up for jobs in Israel. Still, since we have brought all the Indians back, but still a lot of Indians actually are applying for jobs in Israel. And that is why this guy, if you see it, he had gone hardly 2 months back. मतलब वो 7th October के बाद गए थे. It means he has gone to Israel after the 7th October attack and the war that started and all. So that, of course, it is too risky. After 7th October, it is too risky to go to Israel for job and all. And unfortunately, he died. So these are the things. Now, the similar type of article is coming in. 7 more Indians forced to fight in Russia seek government help. I hope you are aware. We had discussed this also, this type of article. So 7 Indians, these are their names. 5 are from Punjab and 2 others are from Haryana. So they have also gone to they got a job hunt YouTube channel, false promises how Indians youth landed on Russia-Ukraine war front lines. Actually, they were promised that, okay, we'll pay you, just इस तरह ना, let me show you the map. यहाँ से ऊपर Russia ऊपर है ना. So they were sent actually to Russia saying that they will be provided jobs, high paid jobs. But actually they were actually forced to fight the war. And they were not knowing it. उनको पता नहीं था कि वो जंग लड़वाने के लिए ले जा रहे हैं. So these types of news were there in the news. So that is what you should be knowing it. Okay, on 17th March at 11 a.m. in the morning, we will be conducting a scholarship test. If you qualify it, you will get up to 90% off. Okay, so this is the 2025 comprehensive course, 380 plus hours of live session, 300 plus recorded video, 55 plus mock test is there. If you have any query, call on this number. And this is the 2024 test series. You can go for this test series as well. Okay. And this is actually download our app, go to CLAT section, you will get to know about talk to our counselor पे जाना, you will get to know more about our courses. ठीक है. Now ये वाली article, this is not very important, this is slightly political and all. So ये वाले से हम लोग discuss करेंगे. Deprivileging the bride. This we had discussed it in last class, yesterday's class, but still I'll be discussing it again. Now this is actually yesterday the Supreme Court passed an order overturning the 1998 order of the Supreme Court. So in 2024, almost 25 years back, judgment, 1998 judgment को कहते हैं JMM bribery case, it is famously called. And this was overturned by the Supreme Court recently, है ना? Now what exactly is this? ये कल हम लोग ये article पढ़ा था. Supreme Court ends immunity for legislatures taking bribe. And it has overruled the 1998 JMM bribery case. This was a 5-judge bench order. And it was overturned in 2024. Why? I hope you are aware that if a Supreme Court has to overturn the bench, overturn any order, it has to be a larger bench. Hai na? So the past order can be overturned only with the larger bench. So the 5-judge order has been overturned by the 7-judge bench order. Okay. Now what exactly is the case? Yesterday I have discussed it, but let me repeat. So Article 105 Clause 2 says, no member of parliament shall be liable for any proceeding in any court, said or vote given by him in the parliament. Okay. Now, for example, if there is a, let's say this is just the person called as X, there's a person X, he has got, let's say ABC party is there, and that ABC party has paid a bribe, let's say 1 crore rupees, that you have to vote for me. And this guy has taken a bribe, comes to the Lok Sabha and votes. लोकसभा में आते हैं और वोट कर देते हैं. So now, so he will be saying, say, I am protected under 105 clause 2 because I cannot be answerable in court for whatever I have done, I have voted, because that is a immunity provided under 105 clause 2, that I have a right to vote for whatever I like. है ना, मेरा अधिकार है, जिसको चाहे वोट करे इसमें. But no, since you have taken the bribe, you are not protected under 105(2). That is what the Supreme Court has said. 1998 के ऑर्डर में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा था कि no, you are protected under Article 105 Clause 2. Okay? But the Supreme Court now has said that no, if you have taken a bribe, अगर आपने मान लीजिए ABC पार्टी से आपने bribe लिया, if you have taken a bribe, and even if you have not voted in favor of ABC party, if you have taken a bribe, that is enough to start a case against you. If you are an MP, you have taken a bribe to vote in a favor of a political party. Even if you have not voted in favor of this party, but you have taken a bribe, that bribe is enough to initiate a case against you. अगर आपने bribe लिया है तो वो काफी है कि आपके खिलाफ केस चलेगा, चाहे आपने उसके फेवर में वोट किया या नहीं किया. Okay? So 105 is for MPs and 194 clause 2 exactly is the same for MLAs, है ना? MLA MLC के लिए, ठीक है? So that is what actually it was in the news. तो यही था. The Supreme Court is going to, it was a judgment that has rankled for years. That official distinction that the Supreme Court had made between bribe givers and bribe takers have been quashed and all. तो ये पुराना केस था in 1993 actually. The Narasimha Rao government was supposed to be saved and the judgment came in 1998, है ना? इसी से related है. This is what actually they are talking about. है ना, ये मैंने कल discuss किया था. And it is a unanimous verdict, means all the 7 judges, 7-0, said that yes, the case has to be initiated if you have taken, if you are an MP or MLA, you have taken a bribe, the case will be initiated against you under Prevention of Corruption Act. आपने नाम सुना होगा ये वाला एक्ट का, Prevention of Corruption Act, ठीक है? So CBI has power under this act, Prevention of Corruption Act, I think 1988. So CBI has power under PCA. Fine. So 7 judge bench, है ना? So these are the 7 judges, ठीक है? Okay, है ना? That is what. So it is said that the offense of bribery was complete the moment the corruption money has been taken. अगर MP MLA ने पैसा ले लिया तो ब्राइब हो गया. अब उसने वोट किया या नहीं किया, किस या अटेंडेंस मतलब नहीं किया, वोट गया ही नहीं, that's a different matter. But if you have taken the money, that is enough to initiate a case against you, है ना? So these are the things he has talked about. So we bata the reason for those who had voted for money enjoyed constitutional privileges. So earlier they were protected under 105 clause 2, so they might take a bribe and all. Of course, that is what the Supreme Court has quashed it. So ये सब बता रहे हैं, है ना? 105 for MPs, 194 for a state legislature. This is exactly what we have actually yesterday already discussed. Now अब नीचे चलते हैं. There is an article, Green Jobs and the Problem of Gender Disparity. So basically is focusing on two things. First, green jobs. जब भी green word मतलब होता क्या होता है? Environment friendly. Whenever we talk about green, it's talking about environment friendly, eco friendly, है ना? क्यों? Because जो पत्ता का कलर होता है, the forest is actually green in color, है ना? The leaves are green in color. So from there actually the term has been taken. Gender disparity मतलब वही the gap between the male and the female. So green jobs मतलब jobs in those sectors which are environment friendly, ठीक है? So the transition to low carbon development has the potential to add 35 million green jobs in India by 2047. Okay. जब भी हम लोग बात करते हैं transition, so basically currently जैसे for example we are using fossil fuel, and if we are moving towards let's say green energy, जैसे for example green energy में क्या क्या होगा? Renewable energy, solar energy, है ना? Solar energy, wind energy. Sorry. Okay, so the transition to low carbon development has the potential to add about 35 million green jobs in India by 2047. So it is saying that कि तो अब ये transition की बात करें. So if the green jobs, first what is green job? So देखो आप ILO की वेबसाइट पे मैं दिखाता हूँ. A decent jobs that contribute to preserve or restore the environment, but they in traditional sectors such as manufacturing, construction or new emerging green sectors such as renewable energy efficiency, है ना? तो ये बता रहे हैं कि green jobs मतलब so the jobs in the field which actually causes very less pollution, है ना? Renewable energy, energy efficiency and all इस सब में. अब देखो उसमें क्या बता रहे हैं कि green jobs जो भी है उसमें मेल का डोमिनेशन ज्यादा होगा फीमेल के मुकाबले. देखो they're talking about it. है ना. ये लोग इन्होंने एक्सप्लेन भी किया है ना. So they're saying that they traditionally saw lower representation of women, है ना. So basically this is what they are actually mainly talking about, that men are likely to transition to green jobs faster than the women. So basically they are talking about that men is at more benefit as compared to women in this aspect. That is what. So basically they are highlighting that women needs to be supported, pushed, है ना, to actually get jobs and all, है ना. So 85% of the training for green skills were imparted to men, while 90% of women believe that social norms limited their participation. Social norms मतलब जो social stereotypes and other reasons, they limited, restricted their participation, okay, in training for green jobs. ठीक है. Then they are talking about STEM and all also. Then these restrictive social norms include factors such as belief that women are unsuitable for certain jobs. So there are belief that women are not suitable for a certain type of jobs. So these are the social norms which stop them or restricts them for going to work in these sectors and all. ठीक है, ये सब बता रहे हैं. So that is what he is talking about. Then इसमें आपको facts कुछ पता होना चाहिए. एक पता होना चाहिए कि what is India's rank in global gender gap index. So 127 rank. Which organization releases this report? So ये भी पूछा आता है. World Economic Forum. This you should be knowing it. ये सब पूछा आता है एग्जाम में. Then they can ask it is कि which of the following sustainable development goals talks about gender equality? बताइए. Okay. फिर ये पूछा जा सकता है where do you find the word equal pay for equal work for both men and women? कहाँ लिखा हुआ है equal pay for equal work for both men and women? Mention in article which one? 39 DPSP, है ना. So gender equality की बात कौन सी SDG में कहा गया बताइए. Yes, very good Alia Kausar. SDG 5 is the right answer, है ना. So out of 17 sustainable development goals, the 5th SDG talks about it. Yes, Alia Kausar, Ramesh, you all are right, है ना. So globally, women are being left behind the worldwide to achieve climate and sustainability goal, है ना. तो ये सब बता रहे कि women are actually still behind the men and all. तो ये सब उन्होंने COP28 में भी gender responsive just transition climate action partnership की बात कही गई. So these are the things being talked about here. In India, despite 42.7% of total STEM graduates being women, they represent only 30.8% engineering, manufacturing, construction programs. So 42.7% जो STEM in science, technology, engineering इस सब में है, maths में, but still 30.8% actually represents these in key sectors and all. तो वही बता रहे हैं कि they are not able to get jobs as much as they should be getting, है ना. Supporting women entrepreneur. तो उन्होंने solution कुछ बताया है last में, जैसे we can support them by collateral free lending, है ना. collateral मतलब बिना गिरवी रखे, है ना. So if let's say there's a small startup initiated by a woman, so we need to support it by providing collateral free loans, financial literacy training and building support network and all. So these are the things. Suitable tools must be developed, है ना. So these are the things they are talking about. अब एक साइड में आर्टिकल थी. Yes, article 39 talks about equal pay for equal work. Alia Kausar, Shweta, you all were right. Good. Now the next is law and actually disorder. It is written law and order की जगह. Basically they're talking about Manipur. I hope you are aware that we have seen some sort of conflict in the state of Manipur. Here it is, and especially between actually Meiteis versus Kuki, the conflict is happening. I hope you are aware of this, and that is why it has been very much in the news. Now, what exactly is when civilian groups resort, actually क्या बता रहे हैं, the continued radicalization of Manipur society is a cause of concern. That ये बहुत serious बात है, that why people are getting radicalized and the violence is happening and also these are the things. So they're talking about recent incident where a Meitei group, Arambai Tengol, abducted an additional SP, a senior police officer. I hope you are aware. So Arambai Tengol is actually a organization, Meitei organization. According to Wikipedia, it's a radical organization and all. So it abducted additional SP, additional superintendent of police. Plus, I think some of his bodyguard was also arrested. Arrested मतलब not arrested, they were abducted. मतलब अगवा कर दिया गया था. In Hindi we call it as. But later on they were released. तो इस तरह से जो बाकी पुलिस मैंने इस तरह से आर्म्स रख रहे थे प्रोटेस्ट में. So that was in the news. Manipur commandos stage arms down protest after additional SP Imphal West gets abducted, house vandalized. उनके घर में घुस गए थे लोग और तोड़फोड़ मचाया गया था. Vandalized मतलब तोड़फोड़ किया गया था. So that is why they are talking it that it's a serious concern. The ethnic conflagration means conflict on the basis of ethnicity. तो ethnicity एक broad term है. इसमें सब कुछ आ सकता है. Religion, कास्ट, ठीक है, देन ट्राइब, ओके, क्लैन, ये सब इथनिसिटी में आता है. So here actually basically the conflict is primarily based on tribe, the two different tribes. Okay, so one is Kuki community and the other tribe is Metis community. So there's a conflict and all. So that is what they are talking about. So ये बता रहे हैं कि the action should have been taken against those people who have actually barged into the house of additional SP and all. So now they are saying that it is the responsibility. It is not incumbent, but they say it is not the responsibility of the current government. So the BJP government is ruling in the Manipur and the central government to ensure that the violence should be reduced and all. So these are the things they are actually talking about. It is the main responsibility of the Chief Minister, Mr. N. Biren Singh, to handle this situation effectively. So that is what the author is talking about. फिर साइड में एक नीचे में आर्टिकल थे ओपिनियन पेज में, एयरलाइंस डैमेज लगेज ऑफ 1 in every 2 flyers से सर्वे. मतलब बता रहे हैं कि अगर आप इफ यू हैव ट्रैवल्ड ऑन एरोप्लेन यू आर नोइंग दिस कि जब आपको क्या होता है ना कि लगेज रखवाना होता है, अगर बड़ा लगेज होगा तो होता है, इसी पर आता है ना असेंबली लाइन में, फिर तो उसमें क्या होता है कई बार जो है लगेज जो है वो डैमेज हो जाता है, सो प्रॉपरली नहीं रखा जाता है. सो इसी पर ये रिपोर्ट है सर, जस्ट सी इट. ठीक है, ओके. महाराष्ट्र लेटेस्ट मराठा कोटा लॉ. अब एक और आर्टिकल है, दिस ऑल्सो वी हैड एक्चुअली डिस्कस्ड इट इन द पास्ट, है ना, लेटेस्ट मराठा कोटा लॉ. So basically, the Maharashtra Assembly passes unanimously a bill granting 10% reservation in education and all jobs in Maratha community. So they have again passed a law to provide 10% reservation in government jobs and education. Okay. Now, why this has been in the news? Because past में भी एक दो बार ऐसा हो चुका है that they have provided reservation to Maratha community. And देखो ये मई के आर्टिकल है 5th May 2021. The Supreme Court actually declared it unconstitutional. So maybe it might be challenged again in the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court might strike it down again. So that is what you should be knowing about it. So कौन सी committee थी? So the name of the committee is Justice Retired Sunil B. Shukre Committee of Maharashtra State Backward Commission that actually recommended this reservation and all. ठीक है, तो इसी सब की बात हो रही है. हाँ, so that is what it is. Now the next is this we have discussed, 7 more Indians forced to fight in Russia seek government help. We have discussed already that they have been promised a good job, but they have been taken and now they are fighting it on Russia-Ukraine war, the border there and all. So that is why they were asking for help and all. Okay. एक और आर्टिकल थी, Indian troops out Maldives inks defense pact with China. Yes, this is important. So देखो क्या पे, let me tell you. So here is India, this is Maldives. Okay. So what happened was देखो Ibrahim Mohammed Soli was the president of Maldives till 17th November. आप देखोगे 17th November 2018 to 17th November 2023. So he was fine. I mean he was not very anti-India or you can say pro-India थे. But the moment a new president came to power, the election happened and Mohammad Muizzu came to power on 17th November 2023. He is considered as pro-China. And the foreign policy expert says that he's perhaps anti-India also. Okay. In fact, he initiated India Out campaign and all. So when the new government came, they are actually pro-China. So he clearly said to Indian government to withdraw all the military troops by 15th March. Okay. And he has decided to do a deal with Chinese military. Okay. So ये बता रहे हैं, as Indian troops pull out, Maldives signs defense pact with China. Okay, so अब defense pact sign हो जाएगा if let's say the China sends military in this region. This is not a good news for us that why should Chinese Navy be moving in this region. So ये बहुत अच्छी news नहीं है हम लोग के लिए, but okay. So he has said that president calls for the removal of Indian troops and all. So the president has said that all the Indian troops should actually leave this and all. तो ये पता होना चाहिए. So China donated 12 green ambulance and also they are doing a lot of deal with China. तो जब डिफेंस पैक्ट जो है ना उतना अच्छा इसलिए नहीं होता है ना, साइंस एंड डिफेंस पैक्ट दैट बिकॉज चाइना वुड बी सेंडिंग अ लॉट ऑफ डिफेंस इक्विपमेंट्स टू मालदीव्स. Okay, maybe if the Chinese Navy ship comes, then Maldives might allow to station here. So if the Chinese ship is in this region, this is not a good news because India is very near. So they might start, I can say, doing research and all in this region and all. So that is what it is. एक और आर्टिकल थी वर्ल्ड पेज में, फिलीपींस एंड चाइना वेसल मतलब शिप कोलाइड इन डिस्प्यूटेड साउथ चाइना सी. तो हियर इज इंडिया, दिस इज चाइना, ये वाला साउथ चाइना सी है. ठीक है, इस पर एक क्वेश्चन आया था एलेट में, व्हाट वी कॉल इट एज 9 dashed lines. 9 dashed lines. Okay. तो पूछा ये गया था what is 9 dashed lines? It is found where? So the answer is South China Sea. This was a question asked in OLET. Why 9 dashed lines? तो actually यहाँ पे बहुत सारे islands है. I hope you are aware. Which is the disputed island between China, Philippines and Vietnam. ठीक है. जैसे आपने नाम सुना, you must have heard Scarborough Shoal. ठीक है. Then we have Paracel Island. Then we have Spratly Island. So these islands are here in this region. And there's a dispute between China and Philippines and all. ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे अक्सर कुछ ना कुछ टसल होता रहता है. So Philippines and China vessels collide. तो यहीं पे अपना फिलीपींस की शिप जा रही होगी, यहाँ पे चाइना की शिप आ रही होगी, यहाँ पे कुछ टक्कर हो गया होगा, समथिंग लाइक दैट. So that is what. अब देखो ना, ये फोटो में देख रहे हो, चाइनीज वेसल डिप्लॉय वाटर कैनन्स एट सिविलियन बोट ऑपरेशन बाय फिलीपींस मिलिट्री. तो जब फिलीपींस की मिलिट्री इस पर पानी फेंक रहे. So this was actually according to this photo. Okay, they are throwing the water and all. So Chinese and Philippines Coast Guard vessel collided in dispute South China Sea and 4 Filipino crew members were injured. तो 4 फिलीपींस के मेंबर इंजर्ड भी हो गए, हो सकता है जो पानी फेंका होगा उसी में इंजर्ड हो गए होंगे मोस्ट लाइकली. So okay, so that was in the news and all. So they are calling it as China's aggression and all. So Chinese Coast Guard ships and accompanying vessel blocked the Philippines Coast Guard and supply vessels to the disputed region. तो जाने नहीं दे रहे थे and also these things were in the news. So just have an idea, 9 dash lines, ये सब पता होना चाहिए concept, South China Sea dispute and all, because these are asked in the exam. ठीक है. So yes, on 10th March at 6 p.m. we'll be having a free session with Nivedita ma'am. So download our app, go to CLAT session. These are free sessions. फिर 13th March को free session है. फिर 24th March को there's a free session. 27th March को there's free session. So this is all about today's class. Subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and download the BYJU'S exam prep app. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.